Welcome back, ladies and gents. It was a game that was a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
If you're an EnVyUs fan, let's be honest, but it was HellRaisers' choice of map. And now we move across the train to see if EnVyUs can keep the dream alive or if they're going to get knocked out on home soil.
Yeah, HellRaisers, just at the as the rider there we saw on the stage, very successful with everything they attempted. Nothing failed. Everything just looked as you would expect.
Yeah.
You enjoying those backflips?
I've seen them a few times now. So it's impressive, don't get me wrong. I wonder how you even get into a mindset where you realize you can do that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just go do a flip.
Take a big dirt bike and just do like indoor backflips.
Yeah. Just smash your face off the ground a few times, whatever. Either way, that's kind of how it felt for EnVyUs at times on Mirage, to be honest. Smashing their face against things and hoping that things would change, and they didn't. But Train is coming up, and this is a map where we feel like they do have a better chance. My issue, though, is Happy with the AWP is not setting the world on fire for me, and Train is a map you need an AWP on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough choice, right? Because usually playing a defensive AWP, like a positional AWP, like Happy, can be okay. But on, exactly as I say, on Train, you need someone, especially on the T side, to be able to go out and challenge, have a quick flick here and there. And there's some players on EnVyUs that can do that, but they don't do it like as much. They don't do it every single game. So it's going to be a rough one to see, and especially when you have on the other side of things Woxic, who's so good at just that. So definitely an advantage for HellRaisers. Like they needed even more advantages after being up 1-0 and being on their map choice, but not on their map choice, but on the map they're not bad at either. This is going to be a rough one for the French guys, both on stage and in the crowd.
And I feel like right now for EnVyUs, they're playing for pride.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting through to the next stage. It's about not bowing out of this event without giving their fans something to really get behind. Because 16-6, that's not really good enough.
No.
If they have another 16-6 map here, it's going to be a total collapse.
Yeah, and also, like, if you think about it in the big picture, this might be one of the last showings we see them with this lineup, with this French shuffle coming in. So let's see if they can make it. Let's see if France can prevail as we head into Train. HellRaisers versus EnVyUs. HR on that CT side, Envy on the T side. Nothing but armor, nothing but Glocks.
Whereas HellRaisers do have the kits and a smoke for Dead Fox, who's peering through onto Ivy. Has been spotted and tagged down, about a third of his health. As well, Woxic. A lot of damage inflicted early doors on this pistol. But
when you hit shots like that, it doesn't matter how much HP you have. Dead Fox in a good position. Woxic has rotated away. Angel onto Happy. And now Scream making its way behind the smoke. This is going to be the explode onto the A-bomb side.
See the effect it's having, losing these players so early on. They don't have two-pronged attacks anymore. It's all on Scream, 1 on 5. And a tsunami of CTs coming towards him. The current is picking up speed, and Scream's been swept away. Woxic gets 2, Angel gets 2, HellRaisers pick up the first.
And it looks so good because it did almost 100 damage to begin that round, but on 2 different players. But apart from that damage, nothing happened for EnVyUs in that pistol. It's a rough sign for the times to come. Hopefully they can bring it back now. We know how good Scream especially can be with the Desert Eagle. Keo not bad either with the CZ 75. But a lot of weaponry purchased by the CT side.
Oh, get sprayed.
Get wrecked.
Perfect flashbang. UMP did the rest. And EnVyUs.
Yeah.
They really need somebody here is to just stand up and get to that next level.
Yeah. Somebody's in China right now. He's not here. But yeah, I get what you mean. And that was one of the talking points of the last map as well. The 2 stars who usually are that somebody, they're not stepping up, and that's the one. He fell down and died. RPK usually, for a multitude of years, has been that character for his team. And he's just not been that character in this game. He was yesterday, not today.
He has been on an upward trend in terms of form over the last while, but not in this best of 3. It really counts for EnVyUs. Yoshima's had a couple of fantastic performances and will land the CZ. 3 more players, and there's a second. 2 FAMASs against him. He's only got 3 health though, so 1 bullet and he's dead from either of these two, whether it be Bondic or Dead Fox. He does have the bomb and 30 seconds at his disposal. And he's heard noise and did do a lot of damage to Bondic, to be fair to him. That's a great attempt.
Yeah.
But it was just too much to ask for.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? When you're alone against 3-4 players and you only have a pistol limited on HP, it's just never going to go your way, even though if you get a couple of good shots in. So now, full eco for that T side, a singular flashbang purchased by Happy. All Glocks, no armor apart from that. And with this setup, usually you either go drop into Pop Dog or you go straight inside. See what the game is here. Happy's actually rotated back around just to make sure that no one pushes, and you know what? No one's someone pushed. That was hard. Words are hard sometimes.
They sure are. Hey, look. Your first language isn't even English, Risk. Don't you worry. That being said, though, I originally thought when you highlighted that point that we were going to see just an all-out B hit with Glocks, because you can get an easy bomb plant if you can just overwhelm the site. But they're really playing with this round, EnVyUs, and I feel like it's just going into the wheelhouse of HellRaisers even more. This MP9 could just go colossal. If not, it's going to be the FAMAS. The crossfire's been established, and it's going to be no kills surely going across to Team EnVyUs. The thing is that HellRaisers, they have weapons, they have the utility, they have no reason to stack a site.
No.
That's why that's so confusing to me.
It's just, yeah, running straight into the slaughter. I think our honorary caster of the Casting Hall of Fame once said, Semler, once said, like kittens into a blender. This was just like that.
It sure was. But at least it was over fast for EnVyUs, and now they can come straight back in with AK-47s. That was the teaser. This is the main course. Bondic, I think he may have missed the first player go across. Very unfortunate timing.
The idea behind this sidestep pick is that you spot them when they go across. 2 players have now crossed and he hasn't seen them. When these nades start to come in, he knows what's going on. That's why he's putting all down this utility. With the FAMAS ready and waiting, will burn 2 down to that damage. And now Haji, Scream and Happy remain.
Very well played. Smoke into Molotov, making sure he didn't extinguish himself. Did a lot of damage. Molotov finished off the rest. And you can see that Scream and Haji are both very close to death too. Haji with 1. Wild spray through the smoke. He needs Happy to rest on. And Happy's crumbled.
And Haji on the complete opposite side of the map. He was trying to go for the lurk, but that lurk doesn't matter if the 2 players on the inside bomb site just dies off. He was poised to look like a genius, but now playing the role of the fool.
We're talking about this being the main course. Kind of turned into Hannibal Lecter territory right now for EnVyUs. Things got horrific real fast. And this is such great news for HellRaisers. You're on CT side of train. You've got a 4-0 lead, more than likely. Let's assume that Haji can't clutch this with 23 seconds to go. That's where the double up starts to come into play. That's where you really start to spiral into a great result.
Yeah, all we need now is a nice bottle of Chianti. Then we're ready to go. Reference game on point, of course. 1 flashbang and an AK plus head armor being saved by Haji. And at this point, I don't really feel like there's any reason for HellRaisers to go for it, because they want to, as you said, build that economy. It's so important on train to build economy, to make sure you have the double up CT setups every single time you want to. This time around, they're not going to go for it, but they have the potential now with the back of Dead Fox. And this is interesting. Another hero AK play. This time, once again, of course, saved. My brain wrecked. The rest of the team, Desert Eagles, P250s, CZs.
The idea is there, though. They do need him to be a hero. He Risk.
Yeah.
Whether it was saved or bought, realistically, EnVyUs need him to get kills.
Yeah, the role is the same.
Yep.
No matter what. And let's see if he can make it happen. ESS just outside of this. Smokes himself out and then go for it.
Flash into peaks. There are smoke, or is smoke in the eyes of the Taris and Haji. Not the hero on this occasion, more the villain. And there's nothing to really follow up either on his death. RPK through smoke is going to connect 1. But elsewhere, it has been all the way of HellRaisers. Scream obliterating Bondic. Was that a burst Glock to the face? Nicely done. And he does love the M4A1S. He is very good with this gun. Precision rifling. But of course doesn't have the bomb.
Trying to go for the one-taps.
He could finish off Issa if he's not careful. He has to dart away into CT spawn, so at least Scream has bought himself up a little bit of time. Woxic was lurking behind him, and actually both the CTs are behind him. So there is a way in which Scream could maybe carve out a hope for himself, but now the HellRaisers are backing away and just giving him ground, yeah, they're going to starve him out of time.
And that's the perfect way to play this one. Yes, we know that we can probably just go in for the kill, but you want to get the 100% chance instead of the 98 or 95% chance. And that's the way HellRaisers are playing it right now. Timeout has been called by EnVyUs. So on the back of this round that pretty much fell apart. I'm going to come in with another buy, but taking a timeout just before it. Haji, due to the fact that how the money system works, with an AK last round, saved up, didn't get much money to spare, so only on 3,400 as of now. So he'll be the one to go for the Mac 10. The remaining parts of the EnVyUs team will be able to go for full AK setups. No AWP chosen this time around. No double AWP setup on the CT side either.
I think they're just fully buying into the if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, the one AWP's been just fine. Currently, Dead Fox is yet to die. He's on 4 and 0 with 1 assist. Collectively, EnVyUs in 5 rounds have only got themselves 7 kills.
It's working. A winning formula. No reason to change it. Woxic really playing this one nicely because Dead Fox is in front of him and then he's behind. They can control this area, but run boost is nothing they can control. There is Woxic once more. That's the double stack. Yeah,
very nice.
The double stack on that Ivy just works out perfectly.
See that Dead Fox was kind of caught in 2 minds. Do I look left, do I look right? Then realized that Woxic was there, could just hide behind the pillar, and he was good to go. But Envy did get the first kill in the round. It's one of the first times that we've actually seen an even trade at the early stage.
Yeah, and Issa taken out, one of the players who was really hot on Mirage.
Molotov isn't going to do a great deal of good. They couldn't get down there and make the most of it, so there was a chance that a CT could have still been waiting. They double peeked it just to make sure if someone was there, they'd have 2 avenues of aggression rather than 1. I like the idea from EnVyUs, but this time around it didn't quite pay off for them.
Very strong P setup right now for the CTs. They have Bondig on the first train when you come out of lower, and then you have Woxic on the last train looking at upper. So everything's accounted for.
Oh, that nade did so much damage from Bondik, but he's going to go down all the same. Kiyoshima took the brunt of it. He's down to 19. Incendiary bouncing off the back walls, trying to deal with the bomb plant, but it has been extinguished. The bomb going to get planted. And now Woxic is able to tee off some frags with his AWP. His team currently trailed by 1 player. This is the best opportunity that EnVyUs have had this entire map.
RPK also very forwardly positioned, but taken out by Angel. Once more swinging around, not losing a single point of health. Pixel perfect with that headshot. Kyo low on the side. Challenges, and here's the Molotov.
And it's already smoke planted down. It's going to get extinguished. And it looks like EnVyUs will concede anyway. Scream's going to peek afterwards. Needs to hold on to his AK-47. And the problem for Kiyoshima on the site is he was so low, and he wasn't sure if they had a HE or a Molotov. He felt he had to take the fight and see if he could maybe get a kill on his way out. I can totally understand that play, but Envy, they've got to be just in their own heads so much at this stage.
And also with the ban currently on HellRaisers, like, yes, they're not going for double up setup, but it's not because of their economy that they're not doing that. 2 players on plus 8.5k after buying, and 6-0 up. This is a buy where Team Envy they need to re-establish control, or actually just establish it, because they never had it in the first place here on Train. And this is supposed to be the map that they are more comfortable on compared to Mirage, but they're not looking comfortable.
Just thinking of that meme with the dude tapping his head. You can't lose control if you never had it. So in that way, EnVyUs are winning, kind of.
That is true.
Look, I'm trying to be optimistic, because what we're seeing...
ever the optimist, you know? Like...
Either way, all 10 players still alive and very much active. Smoke and Molotov designed to try and get some control over Ivy, but the bomb is still back at the T side in the hands of Scream.
And right now, EnVyUs are not really doing anything. They're just holding the default positions. One T main, one over Pop Dog, Happy on inside, making sure no one can push, and then the 2 players on Ivy. The 2 players on Ivy are the ones to make the play to begin with here. They need to get the entry or map control onto Dead Fox, and then the play can happen towards A. But they're taking their sweet time.
And we have 10 players left with 30 seconds. And EnVyUs haven't really shown us that they have a great deal of entry fragging on the table. And they're going to line up for Dead Fox, and he is going to knock them down. M4 spray on point. Woxic with 2 of his own. And Kiyoshima, the last hope. But his days are dwindling away, and it's Dead Fox that puts the final nail in the coffin of round 7.
I'm pretty sure both Terrace players jumped out and looked to the right side. No one looked towards the left. And yes, they had the smoke down, but there was a huge gap in the smoke.
Maybe that smoke baited and they thought it was spot on. Because it doesn't make any sense that both players would peek the same angle.
That is frustrating to say the least for Team EnVyUs. And now, at this point, like, their economy allows them to do pretty much whatever they want until they win a round. And the economy for HellRaisers, even though if EnVyUs wins a round, it's ready for it. 1 for 1. RPK bounces back.
Waterfall of terrorists, but it actually is HellRaisers that come out ahead. That grenade could claim the life for RPK. I think that hit him for 3. He was on 7. So even though it's a 1-for-1 trade, HellRaisers have the upper hand.
You need more than a grenade to pierce the armor of a tank.
That is true. HellRaisers definitely haven't struggled with their arsenal of weaponry so far at a 7-0 lead. Dead Fox has gone down though. Okay, EnVyUs, here's your moment.
Really nice from Kyo as well, because Dead Fox is just trying to get into the perfect position. Angel was in 2-3 rounds ago, but Kyo's ready for it this time around. Now Woxic is trying to repeat the same. Kyo should be ready for this, but the orb around the corner is very hard to deal with. Happy bouncing back though. So a 1-for-1 trade is still good for the terrorists. They still have RPK on 4 HP, and yes, he can't take a straight up duel, but his presence can be a big nuisance.
The issue is for HellRaisers, or EnVyUs I should say, on the side of HellRaisers, that Woxic's still alive and he's on 14 kills and 2 deaths. Make that 15. Hachi, last player with 1 health, is able to get the kill. Is that grenade going to silence him? No. But it's Woxic.
Yeah, he has the P250 out.
Exactly. He knows that Haji's low. 17 seconds. Can Haji prove himself to be the hero that EnVyUs desperately seek? 10 seconds now. He's guessing he's on the left-hand side. And Woxic with the headshot. Overkill. HellRaisers assume an 8-0 lead.
Woxic is 17-2 right now.
Unbelievable.
How can you stop that?
We did discuss this before, though. These are the kind of maps where Woxic can be an animal.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for EnVyUs, they don't really have an AWPer that can match him.
Yeah, and also the fact that they're in economical rounds where they're buying every single time, so they don't have the utility to force him out of his positions either. So they have no answer for him. Right now, they're deciding to go with pistols to make sure they have enough money to spare to get that full buy, to get everyone on utility, so they can match him out with Molotovs and with smokes. But this one should be rather easy for Bondik. Push the Molotov down. Rotates back to the side. Woxic rotates in to hold up a... And what are the T's going to do now? Like, you're stuck. You can either go back, but there's always the fear of someone rotating, but here they go.
Woxic just doesn't seem to be missing today. Haji's good for the kill onto Bondik. Woxic decides to back away. They're going to play for the retake instead. They're okay with conceding some bomb plants. They have such a vast economic advantage. And superior firepower. RPK going to decide to play aggressive. Into his grave he will be pushed. And I'll scream. Deagle. Any more kills to follow? Does a lot of damage. Nice try, but again, it's these moments of brilliance when the round's almost done or anyway. It's consolation frags at best.
Another timeout coming in from Team EnVyUs. Quite understand this. They have a big buy on their hands and not been able to grab the first round of this secondary map, so a timeout is needed. A lot of money on the T side right now. Everyone above 6k, apart from Happy, so possibility of a double op setup T side. And a think the CTs are gearing up for that as well, maybe. No, Deadfox is probably just going to pick up the drop gun. So
EnVyUs just looks so dejected here, Risk. I mean, these are the kind of moments on home soil you want someone to rally the troops.
Yeah.
You want someone to say, look, we've got pride in the line here. And it just seems like there's nothing really being said.
No. It's focused. Which is not a bad sign usually, but in this kind of situation, I agree with you. You need someone to be that voice.
Natu just looked at me like, you thought EnVyUs might win this, you pleb. I do feel a bit like a pleb right now.
Yeah. You're my favorite pleb, though.
Oh, thanks.
Let's see, run boost. Once again. Deadfox. Body blocking. And then ready to put down a Molotov in front of the smoke if he hears footsteps. Doesn't hear any footsteps, puts it down anyway. And is holding the smoke for now, but this also means that EnVyUs, they get nothing for all their trials down towards Ivy. No map control whatsoever. Hachi and Scream tried time and time again. Once more, they're forced to rotate back. The default has changed a bit. No one is holding towards Pop Dog. 2 players are on that inside. But now they're grouping up to hit A once again. Issa, though, this time around, playing together with Woxic.
Woxic just confidently oozing between the two sites. That flashbang preceding the peak was solid, but Issa able to get the trade. Woxic uncharacteristically has missed a shot. And could that be the avenue where EnVyUs traverse through? Roadblocks being established, RPK's picked up 2, and the tank is starting to get in through the gears. But he's been given the D off Bondik.
Every single time we think, okay, now it's happening. This is the chance. This is the round. RPK gets 3. 1v1 for the last one. He gets caught off guard while rotating. And that seems to be like the story right now for EnVyUs, I feel like. When we think they finally have a chance, when we think they're finally going to step up, we thought yesterday, okay, EnVyUs are back. They're looking like their old selves. And now today, no, it's not happening.
Also, credit to HellRaisers, who looked out of sorts yesterday, and they've definitely picked up their form.
They did the other way around.
Into the team that many people anticipated coming in. A 10-0 lead, and although RPK had a couple of flashes of what we know he's capable of in the previous round, he's by himself. He has been marooned on an island full of counter-terrorists. Bondik again will silence him for the 2nd consecutive round. A bit of an awkward exchange there between Angel and Deadfox. It's going to end up going against them. But again, who else but Bondik? Or Woxic, I should say.
Yeah. Bondik is still alive. He got a frag.
Yeah, we can call Bondik, right?
Yeah. Woxic has been the difference maker in this round as well. So it's just getting very hot in here, mate.
I've just creased myself there. I'm not going to lie. Either way, it's happy. 1 and 2. He's going to be able to retrieve the bomb. But 2 separate angles going to need to be covered. Woxic is watching from the Pop Dog side, and his teammate is going to be making a move through the bathrooms right now. In fact, his teammate, and it is Bondik there.
This is doable for Happy.
It is.
He's the kind of player who has that cerebral quality to win mind game clutch rounds like these. But Bondik's already rotating inside, and Woxic is doing the same. I don't think they've heard anything, but due to the timer being so low, they know this is how it has to go. And this is how it has to go. With another round for HellRaisers.
Well, what can you really say here, Risk?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how the analyst desk is going to break down this first half.
I don't envy their position, that's for sure, because over the duration of these 2 maps, for those of you who just joined us, EnVyUs in a map and a half almost have won 6 rounds.
I don't envy EnVyUs' position right now.
Certainly don't.
Most of the time, I think everyone who's not playing on a top level in CSGO wants to play on a top level. But right now, I'm okay with sitting here, not in that booth.
Be a pretty lonely place. HellRaisers, whatever happens from this point, they're still going to have a solid half Even if EnVyUs were able to chime together 4 rounds, Woxic just flicking left and right.
And then Bondic's there for the secondary frag if they decide to go in.
It's not often you see an AWP play that aggressive, but again, it's down to confidence.
Yeah, and it's down to them being up 11-0 and him having met no resistance whatsoever. And see, like, they get the frag onto Woxic and then Bondic is ready. Like, the second's down that bomb side that he is, the flash comes in and that's nice. But Issa's there. Oh, Keo though. That's what they need.
There we go.
As you mentioned before, the solution.
Oh, but he's been caught. And now Happy knows one player. I don't think Kirishima saw or heard both. But at least knows one player is going to be moving around from the CT side. Ah, there was a moment I thought they were going to line up for him. But again, it's a bomb plant into a defuse.
Happy now, 2 rounds in a row. Getting to sit on that B bomb site and just hold it. And then get completely demolished afterwards. Very demoralizing. For a player who's seen his share of success in CS, like Happy has been a part of major winning French teams. And now he's struggling against HellRaisers.
Yes, this is certainly a dark time in his history for sure.
Is this the darkest timeline for Happy right now?
I think it must be getting close to there.
Woxic on 22-5. How do you counter that? Like,
he's loving it right now. He's having the time of his life. He wishes this map could be extended another few hours. Angel in the meanwhile though, playing a game of peekaboo with Kirishima, who will keep his head for now.
Scream finally landing a headshot.
Bondic again, holding down B by himself. Molotov, well timed just to stop and repel the push. RPK moving into Pop Dog. Issa having to hold 2 angles at the moment. This could end up being his downfall. He needs to focus on one or the other.
Or get one of his teammates to throw down a smoke, because that's the only thing they have left to just help him out.
There is Bondic again.
Happy just walks in.
Just walks in raw as well. No flash, no smokes, just hoping that he's catching them in a transitional phase. And because it's Happy, they know he's the lurker, they're pretty much putting all their chips into the A site being the choice. Allows them to stack it. Dead Fox just gathering intel. With a player advantage, this should be it for EnVyUs. But Scream is giving them a lifeline. Something to try and build off. Woxic from the side with his P250. His trusty sidearm goes good. Kirishima with another kill. And could this be the moment that EnVyUs finally get themselves around on the board? Bondic is hoping that's not the case. Kirishima playing the bomb as well as he possibly can. May have just heard a couple of footsteps. And there's Bondic, and Kirishima is able to finally get the Frenchman into a round win.
Took some time, but it's here. Toss dropped the AWP over to a teammate. Another buy coming in, but this is where it gets dangerous. Everyone is pretty much forcing down. Actually, Hachi's gonna go for the Mac 10, and Happy does have that AWP. But not a lot of money to spare on that T-side team, and no loss bonus to write home about. On the CT side of things, though, the bank has been broken. This is a possibility for EnVyUs to gain the last 2 rounds of this half and at least salvage something.
Well, we had North come back from a 12-3 deficit, if memory serves correct me, but obviously that was on Dust 2. It's a whole different ballgame, but the point is, it is doable.
Everything's doable in Counter-Strike, and Happy makes that first one happen.
Are the floodgates about to open? He's going to join his brethren on the A side. Perfect timing to peek onto Haji, and 3 kills in the space of a millisecond. Issa, Angel, Dead Fox, all shuffled off the round. And now Bondic, who's typically the B player, they're going to realize this is the kind of play he'd make.
Yeah. Looking to see if he can save this for Masters. No real reason to go into a 1v4 post plan, even though RPK and Scream are low. So exits and potentially saving this. Last round of the first half is coming up. See if he can get anything to go. Nope. Screen takes it out. And that's another round where Scream gets a double kill. And we talked about it. They need him to step up, and he's gotten 4 frags in the last 2 rounds, I think. And that's doubling, more than doubling, because he used to have 3 just 3 rounds ago.
Now on 7, Kirishima top fragging, RPK just behind him on 10, whereas Woxic is head and shoulders above everybody else at 23. Closest is 14 for Dead Fox. And again, it's all about that AWP impact. Woxic, though, with the UMP this time. Obviously, they didn't have the money for an AWP here. Going to see if he can get it done with the SMG. Angel, CZ in hand. Dispatches of Kirishima and picks up his AK. Woxic in the thick of it, but Hachi spinning around, making sure he will not add to that vast amount of frags. And Envy certainly should be favourites to take this round now.
Yes, they definitely should, but we all know how dangerous a CZ 75 with head armor can be on the CT side of things. And that's why they're playing it like they're playing it right now. Angel's so close by, but the flashbang will help out. No chance for him there. Dead Fox has picked up a weapon on the Ivy side of things. Issa with another one. Or with his first one of the round, I should say. And now in a perfect position in Pop Dog, but Happy just scopes around the corner. Gets him down, Dead Fox with the UMP 2v2.
Oh, this is Bondic's time to shine. AK frag into Molotov. And although Happy got the kill, it has isolated him away from the bomb. This is allowing Dead Fox to relocate. He was last seen in Ivy, and Happy won't know as to where his position currently is. Now he's found out. But he's on the receiving end of constant shots, misses out on his flick. And that is going to be the 13-2 half-time in favor of HellRaisers.
Rough times in France for EnVyUs right now. HellRaisers pretty happy with the situation, looking to join as the last team in the playoffs. Remember, this is what we're fighting about right now. The loser goes home, the winner goes to the playoffs of DreamHack Tour. No one wants to go home empty-handed. Well, they will get some money. I think around $3,000 to $5,000 in that range if you get eliminated here, but no one really cares about that. It's about that trophy. It's about winning on home turf. It's about at least doing something for your fans.
It's about doing yourself justice too. You know, these guys, if this is one of the last times that we see EnVyUs in this roster that some people have discussed, I'm not entirely sure, don't have any insider information here, but if it is, and the French Shuffle is around the corner, you want to end on a high note, right? You don't want to end getting battered 16-6 and potentially 16-2.
No, definitely not. Also with a storied franchise as EnVyUs in Counter-Strike. They've been around for such a long time. Been a staple of French CS. Let's see.
Yeah, let's find out if EnVyUs can weather the storm. If they can come back, it would be one of the best comebacks I've seen.
Yeah. Fingers are crossed. Legs are crossed. Everything is crossed for EnVyUs right now.
Scream, in the meanwhile, is able to get one. Kirishima next up, but Issa's going to take them both. Both headshots. And down goes Happy, and it seems like the chance of the pistol round's gone with him. Although Haji stepped up for one, it's not going to be enough. RPK, he's been around the block, and they need him to bulldoze into a pistol round win. There's one. This does give him a chance.
I don't remember if there was a kid. I don't think there is. So he'll have to go for the frags or go for the kit if it's possible on the ground somewhere. But still, his window is closing. So is EnVyUs' window in this match.
And it's being slammed shut. They tickle a bomb, try and get one of these terror sounds the open. He does a lot of damage, but not the kill. And every second that goes by is another one closer to a defeat. And it's going to be Issa to finish off his 4K. And that could be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was meant for his teammate. Just so no one gets confused there. Inter-team camaraderie. Nothing against the crowd.
Drops 4, flips his team off. Fair enough.
Now just pistols for EnVyUs. HellRaisers on the brink of this victory. Woxic having one onto Scream. Haji answers back though. Secondary one so close but can't find it. Bondig has so much control at this point. Deep behind enemy lines and behind RPK. Secondary one as well, and Bondig is just all over the map.
Envy getting the Bondicking right now.
Hey.
Well and truly. Happy CZ. You just want to have some spectacular moment to really shout home about, but this game has been one of the more one-sided ones that you'll see in CS.
Yeah.
The scoreline definitely a fair indication of how things have gone. It not always is. That's going to be 13 match points. HellRaisers on the brink of making the playoffs.
And they've been in control all day. When they played against Imperial, it looked easy for them. Let's be real. Against EnVyUs, it has looked easy for them. This is a team they lost, but they got demolished by on day 1, and now on day 2, everything's fixed. No more problems. HellRaisers are back to their position as a favorite for this tournament. Let's be real. EnVyUs with a chance of a last hurrah. Scout and C-sets. And who else but EnVyUs with C-sets?
27 and 9. Can Woxic pick up the 30? We were wondering, would Inferno prove to be another collapse for HellRaisers? Probably not going to need to find out.
Yeah. Think we're good for now. Also very impressive if he managed to pick up a 30 bomb with under 20 rounds played.
He's going to need to get the last 2. There we go, just one shy of the 30, and Kiyoshima not going to allow him. So a small victory, no quick flick. And EnVyUs have been battered, bruised, and knocked out. The crowd not happy, but HellRaisers certainly are. All smiles.
Yeah. And this is a rough one to eat for EnVyUs. Usually like eating well here in France, but no cheese and wine on the table for this one. Just disappointment.
Just tears.
Yeah.
16-6, 16-2. I don't really know what else we can add to that, to be honest, Riz.
To be honest, it's been a long time since I've seen a one-sided game, like this one-sided game. But yeah, congratulations to HellRaisers, commiserations to EnVyUs, handshakes are of course exchanged. Everyone is a friend after the battle.
Will we see this EnVyUs roster again playing? I'm not so sure.
That's a good question.
We'll have to find out. But in terms of HellRaisers, like obviously a lot of the focus is going to be on EnVyUs. HellRaisers played exceptionally well. Woxic in particular on Train was outstanding.
And to be honest, like yes, there were obvious mistakes from EnVyUs, but the reason why so many of those mistakes actually happened were because HellRaisers did really well. And they were clinical in every single execute, in every defense. Everyone just did their part. And it's very hard to play up against a team like that who's just on their A game. It's a hard one, but HellRaisers are definitely back in that favorite position for this event now.
It's hard to see who can necessarily beat them. I mean, North have a fair crack at it, but that performance was so impressive. Either way, that's enough from us. We're going to head to the analyst desk, guys. Break that down if you can.
We're going to try our best, Vince. Thank you very much, and to Risk as well. That second map was such a strong performance by the HellRaisers. Woxic was on. Was it Woxic? What he said? That was absolutely on
Woxic,
fire.
29
Woxic.
frags.
At one point, you mentioned backstage there that he had 22 frags, and at that moment, it was more than the entire EnVyUs team put together, right?
Almost, yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the thing, right? Well, Woxic has been comparatively very quiet this entire tournament. The first map, of course, when they lost to EnVyUs and Inferno, he really didn't show up. No one really showed up from the team, but even against Imperial, he was okay, was quiet. I was just waiting for him to wake up, and he woke up, and oh Christ, that was painful to watch.
Yeah,
45 to 22 is what Woxic ended on.
Yeah, no, obviously it doesn't make matters any easier when you have Woxic playing like that, right? But no, very, very disjointed and disconnected. Like, I think Blythe put it in a nutshell. It was an anomaly what happened last night or yesterday with EnVyHR. This time, the complete opposite story. This is pretty much, unfortunately, I think, the true phase of Envy right now. They're a team that are in shambles, and it just showcases in pretty much everything they do.
No, absolutely. Like, a couple of things I need to point out was on Mirage, they actually had a pretty decent start, 5-1 up, right? And then things started to fall apart. They did nothing special. Train was even worse, because on that T side, look, it's Train, right? It's one of the two maps apart from Cash where they have some decent results in the recent past. There was nothing on that T side, absolutely nothing. There were no executes, there were no strategies, there was complete discombobulation, no communication. there was nothing going on. It was almost like a bad puck team playing, and that is just so disappointing to see, right?
Yeah.
So I was watching yourself play with...
No, it reminded me of your old demos, Nadu.
And talking about disappointment, especially considering the way EnVyUs started the tournament, doing a fantastic job against HellRaisers on Inferno, and tying that in with what you were saying, Natu, about them generally being in not a great place, how do you think they're feeling now, and where are their heads at?
Probably lineup changes. I mean, let's be honest here. That's pretty much the storyline that's out there. That things are happening in the scene. So this was never probably going to be. Obviously, they come to an event here in France, and they want to do their best for the home crowd, and that's something that will feed them. But like we said before, it can work both ways. It'll the freedom, the liberation they're feeling due to the situation that I'm assuming they're in is either going to make them play super well because individuals just not going to have a lot of fun, or they're just not going to care enough, and that will show in a lot of the little situations. And you know, in the way they approach the T side, not doing a lot of executes and not doing really like having coordinated way of playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and I think Risk, I forgot who it was, whether it was Risk or Vince, when they mentioned, are we ever going to see this lineup play again? I have my doubts. I think this could very well be the end of the road because you know you are hearing rumors about it, and well, at least
there are many rumors about different types of French shuffling going on, right?
True. Yeah, but a shuffle is going to be happening. I mean, that's how it's set up for right now, and I think this might very well be the last time I might be seeing these particular 5 people playing together as a team on LAN.
Yeah, I mean, when you see the French players themselves tweeting jokes and sort of cryptic tweets about things, you can only expect what is to come. Nonetheless, commiserations to EnVyUs, and we'll have to see what happens with them in the future. For now, let's talk about Victory and connect up with Issa Murad from HellRaisers. How's it going, my friend?
Hello, thanks. I'm good.
Bro,
listen, it's weird because I'm looking at the camera. I'm not talking with some guy, and I'm hearing my voice.
I know.
But
it was
wait. Before we talk, in best round, I did middle finger. It was to Angel, not to Envy or any other guys.
Okay, we didn't see.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I am feeling thank you.
Yeah, I did it to Angel because he told me not to over peek, as I always do, and I peeked and I killed him. So I showed him.
Don't worry. We know you're a great guy and very humble and bubbly too. And so, directly after that victory, you must be extremely excited to have secured playoff placing, and you'll be playing Godsend.
Yeah, it's really feel good to get revenge. Actually, like I felt it. Like I told my team that we will do, like we will revenge them for sure. Like I felt it, to be honest. We were pretty confident after we won Imperial. Yesterday was off day for us. Actually, every opening match and every tournament we do is the same. Like we always lose. And we have bad start, but then we managed to bounce back, and thanks God.
What were the specific things that you identify that brought you guys to victory? Blair mentioned that on EnVyUs' side, they just lacked, there was discombobulation. Did you feel like you could exploit their weaknesses as well?
To be honest, we know how they play actually. Like I know, like we all know how they play, so it was pretty easy for us to know how to play and counter them actually. And Angel did really great goals on Mirage especially, and we didn't had any trouble like to know their weaknesses actually.
Guys?
No, actually, I don't think there's really much we can talk about this game because, let's be honest, you guys just rocked Envy. Let's look forward to the semi-finals. You know, you're going to be playing against a team that's looked really, really good this tournament. They have a lot of individual skill. They seem to be playing really well together. What's your first initial thoughts about that matchup?
Actually, against Godsend, we haven't played against them for a long time. Last time we played against them, I think it was in EPL last season. So we have no clue how they play actually right now. But I'm pretty confident that we will beat them actually. Like we have this feeling as a team, and if things go wrong, then it happens, you know. But we always need to be confident, and especially if you want, like if you have a goal that you want to win the tournament, you need to be confident against everyone you play, right? So
absolutely.
Blair, final question Final question from Blair.
Yeah, Isa, firstly, you played phenomenally. Congratulations on that. You played incredible, apart from the final map where Voxic just went off. But very quickly, right, you guys are known for being a very emotional team, a very passionate team, where you guys you know, kind of ride the wave when things are working out, and sometimes they might not work out. So how do you guys really handle that? I've been curious about it. Like, you know, if things aren't really going your way in a game, like in, let's say, a best-of-3 series, are you guys able to comfortably shake it off, or is it something which you guys tend to struggle with a little bit?
Usually we time out to chill things off, and usually, like, it's me, like, I'm the main guy on the team who always like to cheer up everyone, especially like Woxic, because he's very emotional, and I have, like, he's like my little brother for me. So when he's tilted or anything, I have to keep motivating him. Yeah, and Jonta is helping us as well with this. Like, and every time out we do, he always like try to calm us a bit, chill us down. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we can never underestimate the help Jonta gives to the team. So shout out to him. Issa, any final words you'd like to say to everybody at home?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone who cheered for us, and I would like to say sorry for all the French guys who thought I was doing middle fingers for any of them, actually. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I was explaining the situation, and thank you all, really.
Yes, awesome. Well, we will see you back here tomorrow when you square off against Godsent. Congratulations.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Blair and Natu, we are now ready to take a look at the top 5 plays of Day 2 here at DreamHack Open Tour 2018. What have we got? Number 5. Let's jump in with Imperial versus HellRaisers. It was Nookie with a 3K on Eco on Inferno. That's CZ. Much talked about subject at the moment.
Yeah, collateral, double kill. I mean, completely reasonable, completely understandable with a CZ.
Exactly. Moving on, number 4, HellRaisers again versus EnVyUs, and this time it's Woxic, the Turkish warrior, with a 4K AWP on Train.
Happy made a mistake having the bomb. He should have just committed to this one. His teammate already went there. The bomb dropped, and that gave the opportunity for HR to win that round.
Exactly. Number 3, we have Dead Fox from HellRaisers. This time against Imperial, and he had a 1 versus 3K, and he really kept composure through that whole sequence. Look at him finishing off the final player there. Secondly, we have AGO versus Tort, and Kusta with his 4K on Inferno to clutch the round out. This was absolutely amazing, and also with an AK and not an AWP, Blair.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake, to be very honest, that the 3rd kill he got, he shouldn't have got it. It was a 1v2. I'm not sure who it was. I think, I'm not sure. I think it was Ferland who jumped up and went for that frag.
Okay, so, I think it might have been Green. I might have seen G. Either way, great plays by Kusta. And now our first number 1 play of the match is AGO versus Gambit, and Furlan with a 4K USP sequence on Train. This was absolutely awesome to see, and they did a great job. However, they're now out of the tournament, and Gambit, their opponents, moved on. And that's what's going to be happening tomorrow, everybody. Our playoff bracket and our semi-finals. We have North versus Gambit and Godsent versus HellRaisers. You can see that on screen right now, and I think these were kind of the expected top 4, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, getting into the day 1, we did say that teams like Imperial, like AGO, they have the absolute potential. They came very, very close. Look at that best of 3 between Gambit and AGO, for example. But in the end, yeah, these were the 4 top teams we expected.
Yeah, thank you, Issa.
Such a lovely guy.
Great guy. He's walking off there and waving. He needs to get some rest. Natu, Blair, any final thoughts again, because we are about to wrap things up?
Yeah, I think these are definitely very, very good matchups. We're gonna have
tomorrow.
We might be going the stretch. Actually, it's very possible. At least 9
maps. Final day.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
Indeed. But overall, like today's games, to be very honest, I think it played out the way we kind of expected it to be, except for the AGO Gambit game that was much more closer than we expected, to be honest. It could have gone either way. But apart from that, the rest of the games, great performances from almost all the teams. HR, they were just dominating throughout. So yeah.
Indeed. It's been a pleasure once again to have you guys on the desk, and I'll see you tomorrow. Now, to everybody at home, if you like the extra details of an event and you'd like to follow the sort of intricacies of what is going on, be sure to check out the Strafe esports app. You can find a bunch of cool and useful information there. That will be it for day 2 here at the DreamHack Open in Tour 4 2018. Tomorrow we have our playoff brackets, the playoff bracket, the semi-finals, and it's going to be Gambit versus Godsent about 2 o'clock, and Godsent versus HellRaisers at about 2 o'clock, and North versus Gambit at 11. It is the top 4. I think a lot of us wanted to see, so we will see you back here then.
Place your bet